But the good news is it's looking like Hurricane Joaquin is going to leave us alone. The Storm Watch 7 team tracking the weather from Ocean City all the way to Virginia tonight. But we begin with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hill and the breaking news on the latest track for the hurricane. Hi, Doug.
Hello there, and we're continuing to see very heavy rains and strong winds, although technically it's a little bit weaker than it was last time, 125-mile-per-hour winds. Let's get you started here and give you the very latest information on the hurricane, and it's moving slowly to the north at 7 miles per hour. That's not very fast for a big storm. However, it will accelerate over the next few days, and that is good news indeed. Not only will it accelerate, but also what will happen is these 125-mile-per-hour winds will slowly but steadily begin to diminish. And that's because the storm will move over a kind of unfriendly water territory, a little colder water surfaces and unfriendly winds, so it will diminish and remain far enough offshore to have no direct effect on our weather. But what will happen, I think, as we head through the next couple days, we'll continue to see some periphery effects from the hurricane and high pressure north continue to pound the east coast with relentless northeasterly winds, resulting in beach erosion, maybe destruction of some beach dunes that are protective, successively high tides, localized flooding in beachfront communities. To add that on top of that, we still have our local concerns of the possibility of some flash flood issues in our local area tonight. A flash flood watch up till 9 o'clock in the morning. The rain has been continuing from the south all day long, but fortunately not much in the way of heavy rain, steady light rain. And the best news I can share with you about this is any flooding I think will be very light. And as we get through the late night, overnight, and day tomorrow, up our way, they're going to start spreading back off to the west, and as a result, our weather conditions will improve. It'll be chilly all weekend with periods of light rain, but the steadiest, heaviest, most threatening precipitation will be tonight and early tomorrow. Steve Rudin joins me in a few minutes. Full outlook for the weekend and much more coming up. Allison?
We're live in Ocean City, Jonathan Elias, and let me just let you do this for a second. Listen to this. This is what the folks here have been living with for the better part of 24 hours. They have had horrible tropical strength type storm winds that have been blowing through the area. The rain, if you look out at this ocean, this is an angry ocean. It's tough to see from your vantage point right there because the visibility is because of all the rain that's coming down in sheets. That's tough to see. And this has been going on for quite a while, and while the folks are weathering this storm, they were very concerned about Hurricane Joaquin, a two-punch that they just didn't need. But all the rain we've had here is already causing problems, not here, but in the Back Bay area where the inlet is. They've already seen some flooding. Our Brad Bell has been spending most of his day over there and had no problem finding flooding. He joins us live. Brad?
Yeah, Jonathan, you know, it's really not just the rain. What it is that wind pushing the water up against the island. It gets trapped in the Back Bay, and high tide after high tide. This is a good example. The good news now is we are starting to head towards low tide in a little while at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I can see that the water has gone down some. What is still here as we approach low tide. Susan Wjla has seen it before.
I feel bad for I know a lot of these cars need to get up on higher ground.
At noon today, high tide, Ocean City's Back Bay inundating neighborhoods up through storm drains, over bulkheads.
Right now, as you can see, the bay is just spilling into the so it's coming on top of us.
Unrelenting wind from this storm before a storm continues to pound the ocean side of the resort. The beach now officially closed, and you can see why. The surf whipped into a foam, almost reaching the boardwalk. That wind not letting high tides recede, the water surging higher, prompting a warning that flooding could match that from Hurricane Sandy.
And, you know, we have to be smart and, you know, be very respectful of nature. You know, of our cars and you know, just keep an eye on the tide chart.
Aaron Fitzsimmons lives in flood zone A, the first to get wet. Tides from her porch. No evacuations are expected, and Fitzsimmons says with Joaquin tracking farther away, she expects to be spared major damage.
Concerned to pay attention, yes. Worried, not as much as I was when that hurricane looked like it was making a beeline for us.
Live, there's not much people can do to prepare for the flooding. This is a little bit of something here. There is a board, and then in front of that is sandbags at this house. I'm going to show you here. This is the little driveway. It's dry, and then the water starts at the sidewalk, and then down here in the road, it gets to be about 8 inches deep or so. Real concern tonight, midnight, the next high tide, it's supposed to be today, and there is the fear that some of these days could be high enough to get into some of these structures. That's right over back to the beach. Jonathan Elias, how's it looking there now?
Brad, it is bad. I mean, this wind is really gusting. In just about the last hour, it's kicked up at least 10 or 20 miles an hour. It is bad. But, you know, we do want to invite folks at home. I know there's a lot of folks out there, they got their cell phones, they take great pictures during the height of the storm, or maybe just some cool pictures you see. If you do, you see it, send it. Go to pics@wjla.com. We'll certainly put them online.